Hey guys, welcome back to MLB The Show. Not 21 The Show, but 22 The Show. I'm very excited, and of course, today it's the official launch date for MLB 22 The Show. And of course, the first thing I did in the morning is actually not going to school. Instead, I got stopped by at GameStop and, purchase the game and trying to have fun. Of course, by the time I'm recording this, it will be a nighttime, and the way how I'm going to do it's basically simple. If you guys new to the channel, what I'm going to do is actually I will play every single 162 games, including a playoff, if I make it or not. Then, of course, basically like a game commentary, something like that. So until after that, of course, the whole playoffs and the World Series, and that will be the end of the series. But of course, it is going to be a very long journey for sure. 162 games plus playoffs. So let's check out the squad for the roster, because of course the acquisition of Trevor Story makes it very interesting. Playing second base right now, not a shortstop. So, but then of course, a great player, great power as well, good contact hitter, and also great defense. Basically, I would believe, based on the stats, what I'm looking here is actually a 5-tool player, from what I believe. And of course, it's all over the place in terms of the number of players here and there, and you can actually see it's just that. Look, for example, Chris Sale currently is in Triple A, and of course, in real life, he has like a stress fracture, rips or something like that. Of course, that is according to the realism, but the way how I want to start this, of course, trying to get him up. But before we do that, we also gotta look at the lineup, because the lineup is kind of all over the place right here. Actually, not quite all over the place, but eventually I am going to make some changes and then I'll come back. So give me 1 second, I'll be back. So I make quite a lot of changes here and there, but I don't necessarily agree with what I change. But apparently Chris Sale, as I said he wasn't in the 40-man roster, so I have to put him back in the 40-man roster. Eventually, I have to designate Brian Mata for assignment. That's a little bit unfortunate, but that's how we are going to play out. And look at a 40-man roster right here. Apparently, we don't have good quality prospect from what I'm seeing right here. The only player that stood out for me is probably Jarren Duran, and also Cheater Downs, of course. But other than that, we don't have a lot of plays with a potential of B. Apparently, a lot of them are actually below par, and they're all D for some reason. So this is something that we might have to work on throughout the whole season, trying to get a few good prospects if we can. But of course, even though those ones that I showed you are in the 40-man roster, I'm gonna show you some players that not in the 40-man roster that I think they might look good. Honestly, I think that the first baseman's right here. I forgot his name. I think it was Blaze Jordan. So apparently he was quite a hype a few years ago when he was hitting 400 feet when he was 15. And I still can't find him for some reason. Oh, right here, 19-year-old, 64 rated, and of course with the potential of D, which is a little bit harsh, in my opinion. And of course, who else that stood out? And of course, Marcelo Maya. He is probably, if we are short in infield, he will be the next player that we are going to call out 100% for sure. Other than that, let's go to the lineup. So this is pretty much the lineup, pretty similar to last season. But of course, with the acquisition of Trevor Story, I'm going to put him in batting second, which is pretty much what he is going to do throughout the rest of the season. And of course, Kike Hernandez will be the first batter, and then Trevor Story, JD Martinez, center Bogarts, Devers. The thing is, I'm not quite sure about Devers, because his power is actually against righty. He has the most power against righty, 100% for sure. So I might be rotating him with actually JD Martinez, just like that, just to get the most out of it. And of course, JD Martinez, his stats definitely dropped compared to last season, so he is not going to be as effective as I wanted him to be. and then Verdugo will be dropped down to 6. I think personally, I think he might be better off as kind of like a middle lineup player. And then Bobby Dahlback, it's going to play at first base probably every day for me. I mean, even though I have Travis Shaw, but I really want to get good with Bobby Dahlback and Christian Vasquez batting 8th and Jackie Bradley Jr. And this is a very interesting one. I still don't know why we got him. And of course, he was part of the 2018 World Series roster and the winning roster. But honestly, compared to last season, what he did with the Brewers, it was definitely no go. He was batting 160, I believe, and he's 68 rated. Dropped all the way back down to 68 rated. At one point, I believe he was 85, mid 80s, 100%. But of all of everybody in the starting lineup, Trevor Story, it's the highest. It's the highest rated player, and of course JD Martinez. But I'm not quite sure about Sander Bogarts. Could have been a little bit higher. Rafael Devers is also 86 as well, so which is pretty good. I think in general, everybody in the squad actually their rating actually dropped down quite significantly. Okay, moving on to the pitching rotation. Of course, I got Chris Sale back finally. I'm going to use him. I don't care if he's actually not starting in the real season, but he is going to be my A's 100%. And then Evaldi 85, his stats definitely went up, and at the same time his stamina also went up as well, which is lovely to see because I really do want him to go beyond 5 innings or 6 innings. And Nick Pivetta 74, I think he should be slightly higher, but this one, Tanner Houck, not quite sure about that. I think he did all right last season, but I don't think he deserved to be 85, and no offense to him, but if he is around like okay, you know what? If Nick Pivetta's rating and Tanner Houck rating swap, then I think it would be fair. I just think Nick Pivetta's rating should be slightly higher, maybe 79 or 80, and Michael Wacha right here, 73 rated, former Tampa Bay Rays pitcher. I guess he's all right, but his stamina is a little bit low, for sure. Rich Hill, of course, the oldest player in the squad right now, 42-year-old veteran left-handed pitcher, got plenty of experience. I was thinking about swapping between Rich Hill and also Michael Wacha, but I feel like, you know what, we will see what's going to happen. Eventually I might swap, but who knows at this point. And Garrett Whitlock. Ooh, this one is a very interesting one. He used to be a starter apparently, and Alex Cora did talk about how he doesn't want to use Garrett Whitlock, to pitch 3 innings like 3 times in a week, which is kind of odd. I don't exactly know what this is supposed to mean, but he'll be in a bullpen 100%. But of course, we have the middleman, or those players are, might come on, might come off, depends. But Matt Stram, I think that's how you pronounce his name, Josh Taylor, and also Sawamura. These 3 players are going to be pretty important, I believe. But we have plenty of left-handed. Actually, you know what? What I'm going to do is Michael Wacha will be dropped to the bullpen while Rich is going to come up. So we have quite a balance between left-handed pitcher and also right-handed pitcher in terms of the starting rotation and also bullpen, which is right now, I think, I found it pretty fair. I assume they're gonna put Whitlock up right there. He'll be the meat. I don't know what's like MRP, but I assume it's like medium something relief pitcher, or maybe I'm wrong, but. And I saw Mura. Oh, this is a very interesting one. Last season wasn't even featured in the game. I didn't really talk about him, to be honest. So I'm glad to have him in the game. And I certainly believe that his rating should be slightly higher, maybe around the 70 area. But Whitlock, of course, of all the pitchers, I believe that he might have the biggest, I think the biggest upgrades compared to last season. He was 56. And then by the end of the season that I played with him, he was around 60 or 61. But this year he got 81, and I certainly believe he deserved that rating. And moving down to the setup man, and also the closer. And of course, there's a lot of controversy in terms of like, oh, closers are up for grabs. But certainly, I still believe Matt Barnes should be in that role. That's for sure. And Ryan Brasier, unfortunately, you know what? With the departure of Adam Ottavino, I believe Ryan Brasier could step up to that, set of man role. If, these two are quite of a like 7th inning or 8th inning man. I'm more of a very dynamic person in terms of coming into late innings, who's going to pitch the 7th, who's going to pitch the 8th. But of course, in the 8th inning, we are overhauled by left-handed batters, opposition left-handed batters. Then I'm gonna go for Junk Diekman. If not, if it's on the other way around, it'll be Ryan Brasier for sure. So yeah, that's not much we can talk about, but that's all I did for in terms of the lineup and stuff like that. Oh, you know what? One thing that I do want to talk about is actually the sliders, just a slightly bit. Human power. Okay, I decided to boost up just a little bit. Honestly, last season I did complain about how the ball, or at least the exit velocity, it's not quite accurate. I believe in real life, we definitely do have more power than apparently what the game has been presenting. So human power, I decided to go up by just one bit. So we get a higher, the ball travels further and also faster, which is something that I want to do. And other than that, everything would be quite simple. But of course, moving down, I did talk about this last season as well, which is the gameplay injury frequency. I have boosted up slightly bit because, again, as I said, if I turn this one down to balance, we're not going to get a lot of injuries, which means I'm not going to make a lot of changes in terms of who I'm going to call up, who I'm going to promote, who I'm going to send down. Of course, having this kind of a dynamic part of the game, it's a joy because you can actually start using other players, using how like this player's like batting stance different than the other one, or this pitching windup is different than the other pitcher. Honestly, it'll be fun. I think right now I'm going to stay in between I don't know, 60, maybe 60% or 70, 80% right there. Actually, I'm going to put down just a little bit. If I'm not getting enough injuries, which I don't want that to happen to the best player or Trevor Story, it would be a bummer. But of course, I'm going to put it right there so I can make more changes. And going back, actually, I haven't really finished doing this yet. But of course, this video is more of an introduction. I'm not going to play the first game until probably tomorrow or the next day. It really depends. But 40-man roster, I haven't really fixed up the 26-man roster. And of course, all of these setups are quite unusual because I don't think Garrett Whitlock is a closing pitcher. If you swap Matt Barnes and Garrett Whitlock, it will be more accurate. But other than that, it has been quite, I don't think it's accurate enough. So moving down, actually, there's one thing I do want to talk about. I'm going to send down Ronaldo Hernandez. I believe he's actually still in the squad. But I need to send one player off. I forgot who it was. I don't need three catchers. So I think it was Jonathan Arauz for some reason, right? I think so. Let me move up. Yeah, Jonathan Arauz. His potential is a D only. I think he was a B last year. So apparently everybody on the Red Sox got downgraded quite significantly, and I don't think that's fair. But if this is how the game wants to present, then so be it. But I'm just here to play. I'm gonna call him up. Moving up, yes, right there. So he'll be in the squad, and of course, based on what you guys see on the lineup, it will be very interesting rotation in terms of the outfield. We only have 4. Potentially, JD Martinez have to like come out from the DH spot and actually play some fielding as well. So yeah, and of course, going to the league leader. Where is it? League leader standings actually. So. This is going to be we are definitely, we rank 11th, but I certainly believe in the AL East this season is going to be a very tough one Blue Jays are currently at third. They acquire a lot of good players during the off season, and I certainly do believe that in real life they might actually win AL East. Honestly, for me, the Red Sox this year, I don't think they want to make it. Just put it out there to be fair with the whole injuries issue. And Yankees, of course, they might potentially get a wild card, and Rays might also do that as well. So I don't think we are too far off. I believe last season we are within like 7th or 8th rank, but right now we dropped down to 11th, which is not fun to see. And of course, Orioles have to, 28th, and of course, it is what it is. But I think that's pretty much it. That's pretty much I want to sum up everything. But I want to check out the calendar, what's going to happen. So initially, the season was supposed to start at maybe a week ago, but with the whole lockout thing, which means that we're not getting 2 weeks of baseball, or actually 2 series of baseball. So I don't know how these ones are going to turn up at the end of the season. I'm not quite sure whether if we are going to get back those games, but other than that, or else it would be a very interesting journey in general. But yeah, today is Tuesday, and 2 days later we'll be playing against the Yankees in the home opener of the Bronx. So this is going to be very interesting. But you know what? Anyway, by tomorrow I will be uploading the first game of MLB The Show. And in terms of the schedule, I hope I can do a daily upload for MLB The Show. I'm trying to post 1 per day, actually, not 3 per day like last time, because I was so far behind, guys. So yeah, I'm trying to do the FIFA 22 Arsenal career mode every around the afternoon time, and for MLB The Show it'll be a nighttime upload. So stay tuned. Thank you guys for watching. It is going to be a very exciting journey with you all, and of course, if you guys are interested in MLB The Show, talk to me about it. Or if you just want to watch how, the Red Sox play in MLB The Show, definitely do check out my channel. And I'll be doing, I would assume, a daily upload. If not, it will be once every 2 days. I'm not going to be as lazy as last time. I believe I will have slightly a bit more time than before. But thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like my video, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys in a bit.